I think we're going to get an update now with Baltimore City Fire Department as we are going to send it out there on scene for a live press conference that's about to take place.
Kyle, are you okay?
You're good. John.
I think we're good, Chief. You're ready.
Okay.
Are you good, Kyle?
I'm good.
You're not good, Kyle?
They're on me.
I'm so sorry. I can't actually hear what you're saying. Sorry, Chief. Sorry.
But,
You good now, Kyle?
not yet. Sorry.
It's all nonsense. I'm so sorry, guys.
Alright.
Now we're good, Chief. Sorry about that.
All right. Good evening. My name is James Wallace. I'm chief of the Baltimore City Fire Department. We're here to brief you on an ongoing incident, an incident that will likely go all night and well into the day tomorrow. So at approximately 5:15, 5:20 this evening, we received a report of a brush fire it's called Brand Street, B-R-A-N-D Street, an area that we know as Camp Small. When our units arrived, they did discover a fire in a large pile of trees or logs, if you will, in the area behind me. This fire quickly spread. It was wind-driven. It was a very challenging fire, and at this point remains a very challenging fire. The area that's involved right now, it's a large storage area where large trees and logs and things like that are stacked. Just to give you some perspective, the logs are piled approximately 30 feet high. There's one road that goes in and around that particular area. So the challenge that we have one means of ingress, one way to get in there. But that presents a bigger challenge. That's the only means of egress. So this fire has burned so hot, it's so deep-seated into the logs at this point, we're actually worried about these wood piles collapsing into our only means of ingress and egress. So the challenges are that it's a wind-driven fire. It's a very deep-seated fire. We're very limited in access, so our tactics have to somewhat change with regard to this. We're trying to apply water from what we call ladder pipes to elevated master streams. Some of the other challenges that we've come across, we have a lot of flying brands. So there's been a lot of brand cast from this fire, meaning as a lot of the brands get airborne, they're blowing over towards Poly, they're blowing towards the Falls Road corridor. So we've had units running around small brush fires in the area. What we've done to combat that is we've actually formed strike teams of equipment, and we're staging outside of this footprint, we're staging resources in groups that kind of a reactionary force, if you will, to react to these little spot fires that pop up. The next challenge that we're having is with traffic on I-83. So we've asked for the state to assist us. If we haven't already, we're about to close the JFX southbound at Northern Parkway. We're also going to secure northbound traffic on the JFX at the 28th Street off-ramp. So very, very dynamic incident right now. We have a lot of things happening. We're attempting to protect the light rail tracks. The tracks themselves right now have not been compromised. However, we have fire close enough to the tracks. We've shut down the light rail, and we've also de-energized the catenary lines. So we've had a lot of measures that we've really had to take outside of this footprint, given the volume of fire and the amount of brand casts we're looking at this point. We will definitely be here all night and very likely well into the day tomorrow. We have state resources here with us, Maryland Department of Emergency Management. We have the Maryland State Police helping us with traffic. We have private contractors here with heavy equipment resources. And then we have resources here from the Baltimore County Fire Department. So very, very, very large operation. Baltimore City's Unified Command is in charge of the incident. So there's multiple city agencies here that have interest in this. But a lot of work that's going to have to be done during the night and well into day tomorrow. And as you can see, the wind again is kicking up, and that's presenting our most major challenge at this point. So I'll stop there if you have any questions.
Chief, I have a question. I know it's still early, but is there any indication as to how this may have started? Because we had looked on their hours. It looks like Camp Small was closed. They closed around 4 p.m. and this happened after that. Do you have any idea how it might have ignited?
We don't, and given the scenarios that I just gave you with the volume of fire and the collapse potential and a lot of debris, we've not been able to put investigators in there yet. Once it's safe, though, we will, and we will follow up.
Chief, WJC over here. There are a lot of apartment buildings, busy roads, neighbors in this area. Are they okay? Does anyone need to evacuate at this point, or are they safe?
No, there's been no need to evacuate. We don't anticipate it at this time, right? We never rule that out, and we're very cognizant of the infrastructure that's around us. And again, that's why we're deploying preset resources into preset areas so that if something does happen, we can react immediately to those scenarios.
Chief, you may have covered this, but have there been any reports of any injuries? Can you work with somebody or on site or anything like that?
No injuries at this time.
Good question. There's silo-looking things down there. Are those type of things in any danger at all as far as, I guess it was like the 3 white silos. Yeah, I don't know if that's chemicals or anything, but that.
So we believe that's the old Fleshman's vinegar plant down there. I don't believe so at this point. I've not been able to get back around there. We do have resources. We're trying to extend supply lines, large diameter hose, up the light rail tracks so that we can try to go offensive back in that direction. I don't believe so at this point, but we'll get you confirmation on that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chief, you said that Amber is probably free. Are you going to request
So I know our Office of Emergency Management is working on that right now. Part of the Unified Command mission is to address all the problems that may occur as a result of this incident. And our OEM is looking into that right now, yes.
Chief, you've been doing this for a while, I imagine. Have you ever seen anything like this? I mean, it's massive, and I feel like it just keeps getting bigger with the wind.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You are, and again, the challenges here are obviously the weather and safety. We're trying to keep this under control in nighttime hours, so we have a lot of added risks as we try to engage this. But no, I've not encountered this type of fire at this size before.
And then last thing I have, earlier the city comptroller at the monument lighting, Phil Emery said that there were 3 fires going on in the city. This is just one of them? Do you know where the other 2 were?
So we had one here. We had one in the 600 block of West Lexington Street. It was an apartment building.
Okay.
That did go to a second alarm. I don't believe we had injuries there, either civilian or fire department personnel. The third one, I'm not aware of where that third one it was.
But you know there was a 3rd one?
I believe there was. I did hear one dispatch, but I was on this channel. I couldn't listen to that one as well.
Okay.
Any more questions? Great.
Okay.